Hey there, Retro Nest fans. Picture this. It's a cozy evening. The whole family's piled onto the couch, and you're fiddling with some quirky gadget to get the show started. No Wi-Fi, no streaming, just pure analog magic that made those moments feel like pure gold. Before the internet took over, home entertainment was all about clunky, lovable tech that brought us together for laughs, gasps, and good times. Today, we're counting down the Top 10 home entertainment gadgets before the internet existed. Those nostalgic treasures that lit up our living rooms. So, grab a soda, settle in, and let's rewind the clock with Retro Nest. 1. The antenna dance, rabbit ear TVs. Imagine it's the 1950s, and your family's gathered around a boxy TV with those iconic metal rabbit ears sticking out. You'd twist and turn those antennas, sometimes wrapping them in foil, just to catch a fuzzy signal for the honeymooners or the evening news. The magic was in the teamwork, everyone shouting, "There, hold it!" when the picture finally cleared, turning a simple show into a victory party. Cable TV exploded in the 70s and 80s, with channels as clear as a bell, not needing to tune, and rabbit ears all the way to the attic. Man, don't you recall that little dance? What's your favorite old school TV show? Leave it in comments. 2. Infinite loops, 8-track tape players. Groovy 1960s brought 8-track players coasting into the home and automobile and enabled you to insert a cartridge for non-stop Motown to the Rolling Stones. Bill Lear developed those thick tapes that repeated without having to turn them over, so you could have your own concert on road trips or in the backyard at a party. The ka-chunk, huh? When the music changed, nostalgia. But by the late 70s, cassettes were in the spotlight with better sound and easier rewinding, pushing 8 tracks onto the flea markets. Old creaky players hum with nostalgia for quieter jams. 3. Flickering family films. Reel-to-reel projectors. 8mm and 16mm projectors in the 1930s turned your living room into a mini theater for domestic movies. Piece together that film, turn off the lights, and see fuzzy pictures of children blowing out candles on birthday cakes or summer vacations. It was a recalling of awe. Every reel was a tale, told with affection and a soft whir of the projector. Through the 80s, VCRs and camcorders made it simple to record. No splicing film needed, so projectors disappeared. Aren't those old reels sufficient to get you scrambling in the family attic? Do you have any home movie memories? Share them below. 4. Spinning stories, phonograph record players. In the wake of Thomas Edison's phonograph in the 1870s, record players saturated the living room during the mid-20th century, placing a needle on an album by Sinatra or the Beach Boys, and that fuzzy, crackly bliss enveloped the house like a hug. Browsing through albums, holding the weight of the record, it was the entire mood. 80s CDs brought us neat, skip-free sound, pushing vinyl to the periphery prior to its hipster comeback. Those whirring discs still summon warm evenings and old-school soul. 5. Browsing through time, slide projectors. Slide projectors were the rage in the 60s and 70s, turning holiday photos into family slideshow nights. You'd load a carousel, hear that satisfying click, and narrate tales of camping trips or grandma's goofy hat. Each slide was a moment to relive, sparking laughs and, remember that? Chats. Digital cameras and computers in the 90s made photo sharing instant, retiring those carousels to storage. Flipping through slides was like opening a time capsule, wasn't it? What's a photo memory you'd love to relive? Tell us in the comments. 6. Golden airwaves, console radios. In the 1920s, huge wooden console radios filled the living room center, attracting live broadcasts of swing bands or radio serials, like War of the Worlds. Families huddled near, imaginations supplying images from crackling sounds. That soft dials and quiet static created each night an adventure. TV in the 50s introduced pictures. Small transistors made radios small. Consoles were left to gather dust. Bet you can still hear that old hum in your head. 7. Tape tails, cassette recorders. The small cassette was left behind by Philips in the 60s, and it was revolutionary. You could record hot radio songs, silly voicemails, or the classic Crush mixtape. Rewinding with a pencil to save batteries? That's ancient history. CDs and digital music of the 90s knocked the tape out with their sound quality, but hissy old cassettes were our starting point for DIY creativity. What was on your favorite mixtape? Let us know in the comments. 8. VCR rewind magic. VCRs burst into living rooms in the late 70s, so you could tape Saturday Night Live or rent Back to the Future for Friday night movie night. That VHS tape bulkiness inserting itself, the rewind hum, it was freedom to watch whatever, whenever. Pausing to wrestle with the popcorn and pause for snacks made it a family ritual. DVDs later in the 90s were thinner and more sparkly, pushing tapes out of the picture. VCRs were our initial foray into binge-watching fantasy. Hey, what was the first movie you ever saw on VHS? Share it in the comments. 9. Ping pong pixels, Pong consoles. In 1972, Atari's Pong brought video games home. A simple paddle game bouncing a pixel on your TV. Families went nuts, battling over that digital dot like it was the Super Bowl. No fancy graphics, just pure addictive fun that bonded everyone. By the 80s, Nintendo and Sega added colorful characters, leaving Pong's simplicity in the dust. That little console started our gaming affair, right? 10. Street Symphony. Boomboxes boomed during the 70s and 80s. Massive boom in stereos with cassette decks and radio you could drag anywhere. Playing Run DMC or Madonna from the stoop or playground made any given day a party. The bigger the boombox, the cooler you were. Smaller Walkmans and digital players dominated, but nothing could ever replace the sound of a boombox bringing the whole neighborhood together. Those beats are still in our hearts. Whoa, what a roller coaster of technology that buzzed our homes with before the internet came and put all things into perspective. Which one gets you all warm and fuzzy on the inside? If these reminded you of something, hit that like button, share your fave in the comments, and subscribe to Retro Nest for even more memories down memory lane undefined. Let's get this nostalgia train rolling. Catch you in the next one.